So I'm just about to get on here and actually follow through what I said I'd do last video. Even though last video was kind of a mess, but I'm just gonna tell the story of like a bad friend, alright? If you could even really call him that. So what? He's this little freak who makes his entire personality like he's straight up obsessed with this shitty Murder Jones character, right? Now, I have grown to hate this character purely because there's this character is attached to this person's memory, so I've grown to hate this character. And there's really not much to like about really the entire show. It's just okay at best. But I mean, we'll have to see because I'm not even done reviewing it. Anyways, so I like what last year was it, right? February of last year, this guy actually came into my DMs on Twitter, like asking to be my friend, and which blew me away because that was like the first time I remember someone doing that, at least in a long time. Because this may come as a huge shock to all of you, because I'm so likable. But I have always had trouble with making friends or really keeping friends. Making friends is pretty easy, I guess. But keeping friends, there's always some dumb conflict of interest. There's always someone snaking in some way, and usually my tolerance for like pure bullshit is really low. I notice that everyone else my age largely just like goes like, "Oh, I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it." Yeah, my friend or whoever's been a piece of shit, but I'm just not going to think about it. And you're wrong for thinking about it. That sort of thing has broken up a lot of friendships in my in my time, I guess, right? So, anyways, this guy asked to be my friend, and we started being friends. Now, this I believe he had like 1,000 followers at this point in time, right? Now, the thing about the Murder Drones community, which I might make another video about that, I might, is that it's full of dejected losers, right? Like someone with 1,000 followers in maybe the Deltarune community isn't going to have as much engagement or as okay. So I'm sure you guys have seen it in some way, shape, or form, maybe in real life, maybe online. But with every popular kid, with every like popular person who has some sort of social power in some way, they always have like an army of little cronies, or not even army, at least one little bitch who's constantly following them around, like that stupid pig from Animal Farm, right? Who's always at Napoleon's side. Now, keep that in mind, because what do we call this guy? I'm gonna call him, I don't know, Sam or something. That's not even close to what he went by online, but I'm just gonna make him up. Now, Sam started to let this go to his head down the road, so keep this in mind. But for some reason, like he would be well aware of the fact that people would become parasocially obsessed with him, which is pathetic because literally his entire gimmick is just fawning after this one Murder Drones character, right? So, but again, when the entire community is filled with dejected losers, this man had like three. Last I checked, three people who made it their business online to model their, you know, like their accounts after him, their entire personas after him. It was really, it is really pathetic because to my understanding, they're still doing it. So Sam, he had like a naming gimmick. Like, okay, he was a fan of this character, so it'd be like Sam number one character enjoyer trademark or something like that, right? I'm gonna put it up on screen. So and people who followed him, people who basically sucked his dick 24/7, would constantly have like their name. They'd have the same naming scheme. Name hashtag one character, or I'm sorry, insert character enjoyer trademark, that sort of thing. I'm gonna put a diagram up on screen and whatnot, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's really pathetic. It's really pathetic. But anyways, even like what was I getting at? Oh yeah, he kept those cocksuckers around him, those suckler fish. He kept them around him to stroke his ego 24/7. But he was also tearing them apart constantly. To me, right? Because I was like still his friend at this point. I didn't ask like I didn't suck his dick like that, and he was constantly complaining about everyone else who did, which is honestly a big trend in that community. because all the big shots, all the big fucking people in that community think they're hot shit, even though their gimmick can be what, sexualizing themselves or fucking just geeking after a character or whatever. It's whatever, I guess. I would say good for them, but most of them are terrible people. Like, they really do let it go to their head. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. This one person, we went on like this for a while. If I remember correctly, our friendship ended actually like, well, 1 year later. It started on February, ended on February, right? So what happened is that like another friend had actually, who's also in that same fucking community, right, which deserves a video of its own. Uh, Another friend actually went and snaked me really bad and just started accusing me of fucked up shit because they were this. I don't know what they're up to now. I hope they're dead. I'm just gonna say it. Like I hope they're gone because they. I'm gonna get into them in this video too. But anyways, they had snaked me really bad and just started accusing me of like what, grooming, because they were jealous, right? And I'll get into that later on. But so, anyways, this was really bad. Like, it was really bad. My like people started just like attacking me really bad in this community. This is my first time being on the receiving end of all that shit. Uh, and I really lost like most of my following, and it was devastating. If I'm being honest. Of course, that particular account's defunct now. I'm doing a lot better in a different community. I mean, I'm really, as I said in my last video, I'm just kind of getting off Twitter now. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I got snaked, and then like what, 2 months later, I believe, I find out that because it was like an organized attack. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it sounds crazy, but this person had like went behind and teamed up with a bunch of people to get that sort of shit done on me. A bunch of bitter fucking losers, which again I'm gonna get into later. So, anyways, what, 2 months later, I find out that they like that what, it's Sam, right? That's again not his name. That Sam was friends with one of the people who had like that had snaked me, right? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? You know? And I cannot stress enough. I would show you the DMs if I could. I wasn't being like, I wasn't attacking him at all. You know? I wasn't tearing him apart or like anything like that. I was just genuinely taken aback that he'd be friends with someone he knew actually fucked me up real bad. And he was doing the, like, I'm sure you guys probably have experienced it before. He was doing this stupid fucking, like, well, they didn't hurt me. You know, I want to still be their friend. I mean, I'm not going to think about what they've done or who they are as a person, but I've been their friends for longer than I've been friends with you, apparently. Um, Even though me and you have been friends for 11 months. So I'm just going to stick by their side blindly. He did that, which really caught me off guard because that didn't feel like something he would do. He felt pretty grounded up until that fucking point. Anyways, he like I'm literally like, I'm just like trying to get him to explain himself. Like, and again, I'm not attacking him at all. And then he just blocks me, right? Again, I wish I could show you the DMs. Yeah, he just like goes ahead and blocks me completely with no like anything, and he goes on my other account and blocks me there too. Every place he knew I was. Of course, he didn't get all my accounts, but I'm not going to go out of my way to contact him because if he wants me gone, I'm gone, right? But he just went and blocked me with like no explanation, and that was it. That's all it was. I did go check on his account though, at least a few days after, like when I realized. And he started really playing up his friendship with someone else, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if he knew I was like watching or what the deal was, but suddenly he was best friends with someone who he was making fun of to my face for a while. One of his cocksuckers, one of the people who. Oh, I'm gonna get into him. This is gonna be a long video. We're already 10 minutes in. I gotta be more efficient with my time. Uh, but anyways, that's how that ended. So fuck that guy. Fuck Sam. Right. I'm not even gonna say his name. I really truly don't want to like even send people his way, even though I do wish bad on him, you know. But let's see, that's bad friend number one. Now the next thing I'm gonna get into real quickly is like one of his cocksuckers that I keep mentioning. We'll call him Spam or something, right? Just for the name similarity's sake, I guess. His stupid name. Uh, he was one of the people who named his account after Sam, right? With the same naming convention. It's probably going to be on screen for the entire video, honestly. And he like he wanted to be his. He was jealous of me. Like when we were in our prime as friends, I guess he was jealous of me being friends with him, and he kept letting it slip. He was like, "Why does he like you so much?" He was just, which is weird because like this is all online. That's the fucking thing. This is all online shit, and he's like he genuinely is obsessed with him, and he's been obsessed. Last I checked, he's still in his replies to this day. In what is it? June 15th or June 16th, right? Anyways, so he like I spend because I'm just this kid is widely regarded in the murder drones because the murder drones community is a cesspool, right? Everyone like it's Twitter but amplified. It's this boiled down like a microcosm of diehard fans that are all miserable. Everyone hates each other. When I say every single one of them is a bad person, I really mean it. Unless they're like a casual who is just like has a passing interest. If you see them as a Murder Drones fan, there's genuinely a good shot they're like a weird, annoying piece of shit. Anyways, so this community has regarded this kid as really annoying and honestly a bad person, which he is. And well, honestly, he's not a completely shitty person, but he did some like problematic stuff, and everyone remembers it because it's a small, diehard community. Well, it's not too small, but it's small to where everyone knows everyone, right? I don't know, like because with communities that are dead, like that didn't have much to begin with, like they're not getting any more content. What happens is that the people who follow them boil down into a small group of people. So the community's probably shrunk more since last I checked. I don't know. Right? It's like when you boil water, and it's just like you're left with some substance at the bottom if you put any in the pot. Anyways, this guy he sucked at Sam's dick at any cost. He was jealous of my friendship with him. He he didn't say it, but he kind of was relieved when he figured out that we had a falling out, a really stupid falling out, right? And I'm this one like literally the one person who puts up with him at all because he really actually is annoying. The thing about him being a bad person wasn't true. It was just like he did something everyone deemed wrong, not out of malice, or it wasn't really bad. It was just like a fucking he just fucked up because he's kind of an idiot. Anyways, uh, so for months, right? I'm trying to convince him to leave the community. Um, I'm trying to convince him to just do better by himself because he's constantly complaining and bitching about like, oh, this community sucks, this community hates me, yada yada yada, right? And whenever I explain to him like the community does hate you, like, everyone knows who you are, they all hate you, and then he'd like start talking at me about like well, I'm not a bad person. It's like, okay, tell them that, right? He keep trying to talk to me like I am a representative of the community, you know, long after I made it clear that I'm not in it anymore. It was annoying. It was really annoying. He kept coping and fucking whining about like why everyone hated him. And he said something really pathetic one day, which I also wish I had fucking screenshots for, where it was like, "Dude, my one purpose. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. My one purpose in life is to, become big in this community or some shit like that." Like he was acting like it was all he had. Just just if he isn't big in the murder drones community, then he's nothing apparently. And like it was really fucking pathetic. Oh my god, I can't find the screenshots. It was months of just talking at him like and it going in circles too because he did this thing where he just wouldn't acknowledge and he'd get real quiet whenever I cornered him and because I had a point, right? If you hate the community, then leave, I would say, and he'd say, I have no other purpose other than to become a big shot in this community, even though that's not going to happen. Some shit like that. Okay, then stop complaining about the community, but the community's just so bad. It's just it's fucking terrible. It's bad. I hate it. I mm. Anyways, so what was his name? Sam eventually found it because what's his name? Spam was trying to become friends with Sam, and he was constantly lamenting that Sam wasn't paying him any fucking attention because he really isn't worth paying attention to. He really is an annoying weed. But anyways, he was lamenting about that fact, and he was like, what was he doing? Hold on. This all took place months ago. This is June. I have to remember. Oh yeah, I was giving Spam advice on how to be friends with Sam, right? And he was kind of taking it, but then when Sam found out that he was still friends with me, then he told him to block me, which I don't know. I didn't know he had it out for me like that because this is still months after we had our falling out or whatever, our really stupid falling out. I didn't know he like actually hated me like that because when he found out that I like was still around in any way, shape, or form, he told him to just block me, which is actually stupid as fuck because that's kind of the thing he suspected me of doing, right? Because when I was upset that he was still friends with someone who had hurt me, he, even though I literally wasn't saying that at all, he just took it as like, oh, you want me to break it off with a good friend of mine, right? But then when he does the same exact thing to me, right? Like months later, like I don't know. I wish bad on all these people. By the way, I'm just gonna say that now. I don't wish them the best. I don't wish them a good life. I wish bad on them. All these people suck by choice. Anyways, spam just blocks me with no questions, right? I just get on and I'm like, hey, what? Because this is Discord. Why can't I message you, right? And I go on Twitter and I talk to him. It's like, if something happened to your account, what's the deal? And he's like, oh no, yeah, he told me to block you, so I did. And I'm pissed off at this point. Like, you didn't question it. You didn't even have the courtesy to fucking tell me. Your God just tells you to just do something. Block the one I do mean the one person who's been your actual friend for fucking months over the internet, and you just do it. So I'm done with him, and I just cut him off, right? And then this little bitch, like a week later, tries to show up in my replies, acting because this is what people do, and I covered this in my other videos. But they don't like to think about anything that challenges them. He he did that shit to me where he just blocked me because he just was told to, no question, sorry, I had to do it. Like God told me to do so. I'm gonna keep sucking his dick. You know, he did that, but then he didn't want to acknowledge it. So I had him coming into my DMs every so often, acting like nothing was wrong because he's not gonna give an apology. He's not gonna acknowledge that what he did was fucking stupid. After months of trying to convince him to do better by himself and whatnot. It, I don't know. Like, he can keep sucking his dick, and he is still sucking his dick. It's been a year. Let that sink in. It's been an actual fucking year of doing this sort of thing. I don't know. What else? What else? And I mentioned something earlier about, and I'm done with that guy. Like, I'm done talking about that guy. I mentioned something earlier about, like, a targeted attack against me, right? So we have a new, completely different group of people. This is all in the murder. This whole video takes place in the murder drones community, by the way. Just let that sink in. That is why I hate the the whole reason I'm doing a murder drones review is because like I need to remember if the show's actually that bad because I've been tearing into it for a while. Anyways, uh, uh, I should mention by the way that I'm actually blocked by really most of the murder drones community, and I'll probably get into that. Like, I am infamous, and I wear that as a badge of honor because these are just like a bunch of little fucks. So they're not going to do anything. If it were any other community, I'd be like, maybe the hatred would be too much, and I'd actually get off the internet. But it's just a bunch of little idiot fucks just seething about me elsewhere, so they can do that. What else? There's this little bitch. I'm just gonna. Her name is not is Lois, but like she went by Lois, right? And she was dating someone else. We'll call him Sin. If you watch the show, you get it. We'll call him Sin, and they were dating and whatnot, right? And that's fine. But it's like that online dating shit where it's not really like true love. It's really just infatuation. People my age, especially, but around my age, minors really, as a whole, get obsessed with the significant other, not because they really love it. They probably couldn't even tell you the favorite color. They just like the idea of having a girlfriend, boyfriend, or what. You know what? I'm gonna stave it off. Lois was dating Sinful, and and I was friends with Lois before they dated Sinful. I was with them for quite a while too, right? Like months, like most of 2025, or really all of 2025. So, anyways, uh, uh, like I was there with Lois, being her friend before she dated Sinful. Now Lois is a sick, twisted, just fucking loser, right? It should be noted that they fake being trans for attention. I'm going to get into them. They might even be like the worst out of the bunch here. Because up until now, I've been talking about fucking losers and pieces of shit, but like this person is actually just a bad person, like through and through. And I wasn't joking about what I said earlier when I said that I prefer that if they were dead, that'd be pretty cool, you know. Excuse me. So they're dating Sinful, and like I become really good friends with Sinful at some point, right? Like we kick it off immediately. We connect, and I swear to you, we're not like okay, because Sinful's a lesbian, and I am notoriously like sex dead, if that's even a term or anything. So just to make it clear, there was no chance of anything like that happening. Also, it's an online relationship, and it's not really my fucking go. But keep in mind, Lois knew all this, right? The chances of us getting together were none. But they got jealous of my friendship with Sinful, right? Because I was on call with them a lot. They got jealous of it, so they went behind my back with people who didn't like me in the community, right? Because one of the people who didn't like me was another one of Sam's cocksuckers, right? Who was also pissed at me, like jealous of like my friendship with them and all that, right? Who, by the way, too, is still sucking the cock to this day. It's been a year. It's been over a year. It's been a year and a half at this point. Um, the other person is just someone who was being a bitch to be in a Discord server that I cucked out for a while, and he was being a snake about it or whatever, right? And I forgot the other person. The other person was someone who's also my friend. Like I don't know what their problem was. The problem was is that they're just stupid and a piece of shit. They're one of them absent-minded people. So like type of person. I'm gonna call him Val. Val was the type of person to where like if you asked them their favorite color, they'd be like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I just have other things to deal with in life right now. You know, like they were just a fucking absent-minded buffoon, but they were also a piece of shit. So all it took to them, all it took was Lois going to these people and telling them that I did something bad, and that was grooming someone, right, or grooming Sinful, right. I mean, Sinful is still friends to this day, right. But all it took was that, and then they believed it. Of course, Val believed it, even though we were good friends. Even though I did let him into a like we were good friends, or so I thought. I guess, right? They told me stuff. I told them stuff in response. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck their problem was. I have 5 minutes left before I have to close out this video because Clipchamp only allows 30 minutes of recording time. Anyways, so what? So Lois now has this bunch of idiots who's doing her bidding now because Lois also was one of these people who like they crash out every so often when intention's not on them. It's like Boogie 2988, but almost worse because he's at least like funny and has a charm to him about it. it's it's pathetic. Like to this day, what she's doing now, like even also to this day, is she's in a server full, like a hug box, right? Full of like the same people who she drove to hurt me, same like a bunch of other murder drones fucking losers who I actually do know, who aren't fully involved in any of the stuff I told you today, and she's their queen bee. Like I would honestly go ahead and call it like a minor cult because anytime anyone isn't like worshiping her and like basically like kissing her ass, she uses sympathy because she's always like, oh, I was touched as a kid, and I'm like she just exploits what like things that happen to her, which fuck her, by the way. I don't really care. I'm not saying I have sympathy for her because she's a piece of shit, but like she is constantly guilt tripping everyone. She's constantly like controlling them, but all these people deserve it, so I don't feel bad for them. But like it's this small server where she's the head of it, she's the queen. She went drunk with power. Honestly, the server was made based on my Discord server because I had a really cool server with a bunch of really cool people in it at a time, right? And it it was so dumb in hindsight. But I mean, it was a good idea. It's just it fell apart because of this particular person. And she made a server because they wouldn't make her a mod. Like our server had like 8 fucking people in it, but she wanted to become a mod because she wanted power, and that's in her words, right? She like I don't really understand. Like she went and made a server because also by her words because she wanted a sense of power about it, right? Like it was the most pathetic fucking thing I've ever seen. And she just invited everyone she knew, so the server immediately outscaled mine. It had more interaction. My server was focused on like quality instead of quantity, if that makes sense. But her server was the exact opposite. But anyways, 4 more minutes. What am I getting at? I really need to structure these. But basically, yeah, she went, but she accused me of grooming out of jealousy. Like all it took was her just for her to end a friendship that spanned almost a year at that point was jealousy that I was making friends with her significant other, and she went behind my back and just went and accused me of grooming with a bunch of people who didn't like me and a former friend. And Val, by the way, who if you I hope you remember, that's who I was complaining to Sam about, who wronged me that they were still friends with, right? And there's a lot more to be said on them. Like it's not just that they're a stupid idiot who just does shit because I don't know, I just kind of did that, I guess. Truly an absent-minded buffoon. Anyways, um, what was I saying? So that's my experience with these people. These are all bad friends. I swear to you, I'm not an idiot who just is like a moth to a flame every time. If you're even watching to this point, this is one of my longest videos, right? I swear to you, I'm not some kind of stupid moron who's constantly running to the wrong people. It's just like I don't know. Like I guess I got caught up in a bad community, and that community is the Murder Jones community. That's the single common denominator between all these people. Anyway, Lois, Echo is still like surrounding himself with people he hates on Twitter to stroke his ego. He went drunk with power. He thinks he genuinely only hangs out with other hot people with big followings in Murder Jones community who thinks that they're better than everyone, even though they're all like medium-sized fish in a small pond. Uh, what's his name? Spam is his cocksucker, his little leech, right? Is still sucking his dick to this day. Uh, Lois is out here complaining, like she's still in a server where everyone is made to cater around her at 24/7. She's still taking advantage of them. She's still guilt tripping them, manipulating them to the highest degree that she can, and getting away with it too. Um, Sinful is actually doing better for herself, and that's partly because of me, and I will own that. I'm happy because Sinful's the single good person out of this whole fucking story, right? We remain friends. We talk occasionally at this point, but she's like doing better in life. She's moved on, but all these people are still trapped in like a prison of their own fucking making for some reason. All these people are still torturing themselves, and they're just still like, honestly, I don't know. They're all bad. All of them are bad people, and even considering what happened to him, because Lois is one of those like, oh, I have to close it out. I can't go on another tangent. These are all bad people. They're all torturing themselves, and this just this is what they deserve, right? This is what they deserve to have happen to them at this point. But I don't feel any empathy for them. I don't feel any sympathy. I have 30 seconds left. These people honestly go fuck themselves, right? I think I accidentally said Sam's not real name, his online name, but I don't think it matters because 5 of you are going to watch this video just because of the nature of it. But anyways, fuck all these people. Yeah, that's really all I have to say.